I'm so excited for you guys today. Today we have an interview with Molly Blakley, author, speaker, serial entrepreneur. Today she's going to go over some of the wins, some of the losses, some of the things that she's done in her 13 businesses to put her on top where she currently is right now. The fact of the matter is, whether you've been in network marketing for years or just a few days, your family and friends have seen your opportunity and your phone is, as we call it, burnt. If you're anything like me, that's a scary thought. So the big question is, how do entrepreneurs like us, who love the network marketing profession, who no longer want to be that guy, and are tired of convincing people during uncomfortable let's get coffee meetings where they say, what's this all about? How do we market in a way that aligns us with our dream clients and expands our network of upfront and transparent professionals, allowing us to get our time back, our families back, and gain a real passive asset? People like us who value impact over income, we deserve to see our visions once and for all. Join me in this podcast where we'll uncover just how to do that. My name is Eric Sablon. Welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. All right, guys, welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing. Today is an awesome day. I actually have the pleasure to sit down and meet Molly Blakley.
Yep.
And she actually is an author. She's a business owner. She just launched a cookie brand and is going national with it. She's got so many accolades. And what I want to do is just kind of start off by asking her a few things about, her backstory, and she share it with you guys. So first off, Molly, welcome to Burnt Phone Marketing, and we appreciate your time today. Tell us a little bit about, your backstory, maybe not all the way back, but what really started you in entrepreneurship, and a little bit about your family.
Okay, sure. So first, thanks for having me.
No problem.
It's great. And so let's see. Well, my family, we actually, you said not to go all the way back, but that's what I'm going to do. So I was born in Idaho, and my family failed in the construction business in Idaho. And my dad got a friend that came up to Idaho and said, hey, I just made all this money in the oil industry in Alaska. And he looked at the check and he's like, pack your bags, we're out of here. And so we all there was me and a couple of my brothers, one of my sister-in-laws, their child, my mom, my dad, we all just shoved ourselves into a Winnebago and headed to the Kenai Peninsula in Alaska. So when we got there, where we lived was this 2-bedroom apartment that's now a prison. It's called Wildwood Prison. We were just super, super poor. But my dad started working in the oil industry, and it was amazing. So he came home with his first check, and he told my mom, I'm going to send you to auction school. And my mom was like, okay. So she took off and went to auction school and became the very first woman auctioneer of the Northwestern states. So from there, it just kind of went on and on and on. And so I was, still just 3-4 years old. Mm-hmm. Then my mom started a little gift shop called the Peanut Gallery in Kenai, Alaska. And then from there, she bought a restaurant in Soldotna, and then she bought a bowling alley, and then she built a radio station and a roller rink and several restaurants, and it just kind of went on and on and on and on and on. Well, during that time, as I was growing up, I realized real quick that if I wanted to be involved in my family, I needed to be involved in business, because I didn't want to sit home and, be bored. And I was really interested in the drive and how people reacted to certain businesses. Not all of them were successful, but most of them were wildly successful. So I started my first business when I was actually in junior high school. And I talk about this in my book. I started charging people $0.25 per rhinestone to put their names on their jean jackets. And so that was what my very first business was. I really, truly count that, because it's what gave me the bug to keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
What's funny about that is, in junior high, you thought of a niche. And it's funny because, a couple years ago, Bedazzle came out. So you were the first bedazzler, really.
before the bedazzler. I literally had to like go to like the fabric store and buy the studs, and then I was pressing them with a screwdriver on the back ends of it and creating it. And I had, I did my first one, and I remember her name was Gwen, and I put Gwen on the back of her jean jacket, and then other people were like, that's amazing. And I got up to 4 customers, and I thought that pretty much I was killing it. Like with those 4 customers, I was like, don't bother me right now. I'm very busy with my business. And, and as a 13-year-old girl, it was amazing to me. So that it just gave me the bug, wanting people to want my product and see what I'm doing and everything. And then boys got involved, and I got sidetracked for a little while.
That is really cool to realize that you came from a family that literally was doing entrepreneurship at such a young age. And a lot of our listeners, they're in the entrepreneur space, but they just don't have the right people to follow. And really what's cool is, just recently I found out that you wrote a book about entrepreneurship and business. Tell us a little bit about that and how you kind of got because a lot of my listeners, they start a blog and it's like blank page, like I don't know what to write. Tell us a little bit about the book and how it can help, that it helped you, and then, because a lot of times it helps you, how it helped you, and then how it can help our listeners.
So the book is called How to Be Fearless in Business. And the whole reason I wrote the book is because people would come up to me. I've started and sold or like failed or whatever. I've done 13 businesses total. And now the cookie business, I think is 14. I'd have to count. But regardless, people would always come up to me and say, man, you're just so brave. Like, how do you just take that leap? And how do you know what to do? And, well, I was raised in it. So to me, it wasn't brave. It was just what you did. It was just like going to get a cup of coffee. So I started to think, wow, there really truly are people that don't understand and want to be able to feel what it's like to own their own business. And a lot of them are hard workers. And they're working so hard for the man when they could be working for themselves and doing that dream. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put this all in a book and just walk everyone through it. Here's how you get your business license. Do you want to be a sole proprietor in LLC? Do you need to have a brick and mortar place, or do you want to have a online business? There's so many choices you can do. So I literally just lay it all out, but I don't lay it out in terms that are confusing. I literally will just talk to you like you and I are talking right now, because I read books and I get overwhelmed with like big words, or like, I don't want to have to Google what that means. I should be able to just read it and be like, oh yeah, I totally get what she's saying. So that was my point for the book.
And that's one of I read a book a while back where I was like, wow, this totally, like, there's all stories and there's all things. It's actually one of my favorite books. It's called Expert Secrets, but it literally, Russell Brunson actually kind of dumbs everything down for you, and you're like, oh, I get it. And I already bought the book, but I'm super excited to go through it. And one thing that you say is, a lot of times, one of the guys that I really read a lot of books with is Grant Cardone. And at the end of Grant Cardone's chapters, he always gives you an action plan of what to do. And what I heard yesterday is that you leave a spot to take notes. And I go to a lot of events, and it's like, you walk away with nuggets. If you try to get everything from the speaker, you run into problems. But if you can take one part of that chapter and just apply it. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to put those pages, those memo section.
It's really important, because what will happen is we as creative people get ideas and then we're like squirrel, and it happens to me too. So I put notes after every single chapter so that you can go back and forth and be like, you know what, I really like what she said, and that's a cool name for a business, I'm going to write that down. Oh, this is a punny way to say it, I'm going to write that down, and this rhymes with that, and this would be a good slogan, and so as you're going and you're reading things, I'm hoping it's going to inspire you to like spark ideas. And so more than a book, I call it more like a workbook or a guide to starting your own business, so that like when you do go to negotiate rent at a place, you can go back and say, okay, I can negotiate rent. Just because they're asking $1.25 a square foot does not mean I have to pay $1.25 a square foot. You can say, okay, I see that this venue here is completely, down to the raw meat. There's no carpet, there's no paint, there's no anything. I will go ahead and I will rent this for 1 year at the rate that you're asking, but I want 2 months free because I'm going to invest my money into this and make it what I need it to be. And you will be so surprised at how open landlords are to that, because they would rather do that, give you like a free month's rent or a free, couple months rent or half rent to make their venue be worth more money. So they look at it as you're investing in them, so they're going to invest in you.
Right. So it's like, and most people don't realize that when you move into a location, you're actually adding value for that client, for that landlord, and that's a huge nugget. Write that, guys. Write that down. Write that one down. So you've gone from 13 different businesses, and I know you have an online presence.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the online presence as well, but inside the notes or the description of this, we're actually going to have a link to get this book, and the book is pre-releasing today. Just the other day it pre-released.
It launched yesterday.
Woo! And today's the 15th of May, so you guys will be hearing this probably a week and a half from now.
2019. Maybe
2019.
If you're listening in 2021 and you haven't read my book, you better go get it.
Exactly. The link is in the description. So, you just worked on this other business besides the book. Like I said, what's great about the book is it's stuff that Molly's done. Like, it's not like theory. It's like, I had 13 businesses, and this is what I learned, and I'm sharing this to help you. Remember a couple of days ago, we did John Schwartz's interview, the owner of Perfectionist, and he said, my goal is to compress your business by 10 years. So one thing with this book is you'll be able to do that because she's already made the mistakes. She's already done the things. And one of my mentors tells me this: you can either watch somebody do it and understand why they did it, or you can do it for yourself and it may cost you some money. So Molly's giving you the framework to do that. So I want to talk a little bit about the cookie business, because I'm super excited about the cookie business.
All right.
She is in a total niche market, but she has a cookie that, I don't want to steal your thunder. So just kind of tell the audience about what the cookie business, what's the big niche in the cookie business, because I think she's going to make a run into Bisco or Chips Ahoy or all those Mother's cookies. I sell a lot of cookies, so I just kind of the niche on what it is, because listen to this, guys. It's a huge niche.
So I owned a bar last year around this time, and when you sell a bar, you cannot transfer the liquor. So I had to bring all the liquor home and stick it in my garage. And then I did a taco food truck with my son over the summer, and people were asking for something sweet. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a batch of cookies. And so I made a batch of cookies, but I threw brandy in it. And I noticed that day when I was like, these cookies are white chocolate, apricot, pistachio, and brandy, people went, what? And so I thought, oh, well, look at that. So in about 10 minutes, they all sold. And my son said, Mom, you better make more cookies. So the next day I added whiskey. And then the next day I did Kahlua. And, we did all these different flavors. And anytime I would say that they ended in booze, no matter what the booze was, people were coming and buying them all. They would knock on the door of the back of the taco truck and be like, I don't care what the cookie of the day is, we want them all. And I'd say, oh, okay, well, I have a whole bunch of really disappointed people that are gonna want more cookies. So the niche for these cookies, they're booze infused, but the alcohol cooks out. So it just has the essence of that flavor of whatever alcohol I put in it.
So again, listen to what just happened. She took a business that she had already, sold the bar, you can't sell the liquor, she put it in her garage, and then repurposed it. Guys, think about this. There's just businesses everywhere that you could do. You just need to step outside, lean into it, and basically find the niche that really drives you. And as I'm sitting here talking to you and we're just talking about cookies, it's like all of a sudden, boom, this light comes on. It's like cookies. Like you have this passion and you can see it. Unfortunately, guys, you can't see it, but I can see it right now. Listen to that laugh. That laugh just tells you all about how she loves what she's doing. So, big nugget that you could tell the audience is, backstory, I'm in a job or I'm in a place where I know I'm not where I want to be. Mm-hmm. What would be your speak from the stage?
Sure.
Lean into it. What would be your go try to be an entrepreneur, or there is something out there for you? What would be your speech to them, or your nugget to them that says you can do it and just try?
So I think that I want to go back to, and I don't even know where I saw this, but it's been all over the internet, but it says, what would you do if you would not fail? What could you do if you knew you wouldn't fail? And think about that. What is it that's your passion? What do you absolutely love to do? For me, I'm super creative. So anything I do that I can create, I get like super excited about. So if you're in a dead-end job right now and you're just thinking, man, what am I going to do? You need to know that I started this cookie business with $150. I started it with not much money at all, and it just took off like a rocket. So definitely, if you are in a space, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow, but I'm saying start your dream tomorrow. Actually, start your dream today. Like right this minute. Start making notes. Like, what do I love to do? I love art. Okay, great. Do you have any money? No, I don't have any money. Then what you need to do is you need to start doing art shows. So you need to call like all of the coffee shops that'll display your art, and you need to call like schools and say, can I come in and can I teach the kids? And you need to donate some of your time so that's how you get known. People will know you then. I didn't start out with everybody knowing me. I had to go, and do you know how many cookies I sent out for free? I sent out so many cookies for free. I'm like, try my cookies, try my cookies. But I believed in my product, and I knew that if they tried them, they would love them. And guess what? That's exactly what happened, or I wouldn't be going nationwide. Literally anyone that eats my cookies wants my cookies. I have a 100% rebuy rate. So when you're passionate about something and you love something, you have to work. And you have to put your life into it. But at the same time, you're loving what you do because you're doing what you love.
Right. And that's a big key, is like when you find what really drives you, you really go to the next level. When you find something that you love and you find something that you have passion about. And a lot of the business owners that you've noticed, the Elon Musk, the Steve Jobs, all of those people, all of those entrepreneurs, they loved what they did. And they really, really wanted to push, and they were always pushing to be successful. One thing that I'd say is, guys, she's basically giving the book away for free. It's $9.99 or $14.99. I'm gonna put the link. This is not a pitch fest, just letting you guys know. However, if she could compress what you're going through in 30 days, 60 days, a year, compress what you've already done because you read it and you found a mentor and you looked at it and you applied it, how much would that be worth? It's $9.99. How many people spend $9.99 just wasting money? But, and again, this is not a pitch, but I'm saying, I bought the book right away.
It's 2 coffees.
Yeah, it's 2 coffees. It's 2 coffees. So, I want to ask you the question that I've asked all of the people that I've interviewed, all of my guests. Mm-hmm. What is the one thing that keeps you up at night in your business? What is the one thing that your business keeps you up at night, either positive or negative?
Well, let's see. I would probably say, honestly, for me right now is I know that this business is being blessed right now, and it's all about how I'm going to give back and who I'm going to choose to have, because I do plan with this business once it goes nationwide, and we're nearly there. We're just waiting for the packaging to get done. As soon as that happens, I will have a nonprofit that I will be, and it will be a Christian nonprofit, because I'm a woman of faith, and that's important to me. So I lay at night currently thinking, God, just tell me who you want me to do this with. Because I really believe that when you sow a seed, God will bless you. And that has happened to me my entire life. It's absolutely true. And if you don't do that, you really need to look into it. Tithing is a real thing, and sowing a seed is a real thing.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And tithing is the key to everything.
It really, truly is.
And would you be okay, like, once we figure out what that is, if I edit this description, and then I'm actually going to put the link to whatever
The nonprofit is
the
gonna be,
nonprofit that you decide to go
and there might
to.
be a couple. I'm a huge fan of Beyond Borders. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
So Beyond Borders are women and children and families in India that are slaved right now. Like as soon as they turn 3 years old, they start slaving them to make rocks or make bricks out of mud, and they work and work and work. Well, they have debts that they have to pay, and they only get like a nickel a day. Wow. So they literally can never pay those debts. So Beyond Borders goes in and buys these slaves. They're $500 a slave, and they buy them, and then they save them and give them an education, put them in warm and wonderful clothes, and they just saved a whole family last week. It's a family of 6. Wow. So they're definitely one that I will be helping. There's other ones out there, but that one is definitely go to I think it's beyondmyborders.com.
Beyond My Borders. And we'll put that in the description as well. So if there was one thing, a lot of my listeners are either in network marketing, or they're in marketing, or they're starting to push really for some sort of internet marketing, or just overall marketing, because acquiring customers are key. And you said that one thing that you said that was awesome is, imagine, guys, if every person that you sold to rebought. That's what she has. She said every person that buys again. So,
and usually buys double the second time.
The upsell is fantastic. How many cookies did you buy? I bought 1, and then the next page it said buy 2, and I bought 2. So what would be your nugget for the listeners that would say, how are you acquiring customers, and how are you maintaining the customer growth? What would be like maybe a nugget or something that they could, and it might be in the book.
Sure.
What would be something that you tell them?
So the best way to acquire customers in the very beginning when you're trying to get traction is you literally need to donate your time, and you need to give out your product to free people. When I started Molly's Flower Factory back in the 90s, I actually took humongous displays of flowers and brought them to the bank and put my business cards right below there, because I knew, and to the car lots, because I knew that people would be going in and out of there, and I knew if it was super obnoxious, that people would be like, whoa, where is that from? And those things make the difference. And so with the cookie business, same thing. I would go and I drove through every single coffee shop and gave them free cookies. So the best thing I can say is, to get traction is you need to be able to just go, and no matter who you are and what you're selling or what you believe in, you need to go give out samples if it's food. You need to go donate your time if it's speaking. You need to, if it's with children, if it's with adults, if it's at correctional agencies, it doesn't matter. You need to just go donate that time first and get people to think and believe in you and be like, whoa, she's worth something. And they start the chatter and they start the talk and they start tagging you on social media, and this whole thing just starts snowballing.
So guys, I would say this, one of the biggest nuggets I pulled from the 10X conference with Grant Cardone is, if they don't know you, they don't flow you. So just imagine, if whatever business you're running, if obscurity is your biggest challenge. So get out there, like she said, she had a flower shop, a bowling alley, a bar, you name it. She's tried so many things, and it's funny because you don't think that $150 for a cookie business and leftover booze, and she's blowing it up, going nationwide, guys. You are just one idea away with some massive action to change what you're doing. So, Molly, I want to thank you for jumping on and coming and sharing your stories with you. Where can they find you for, number 1, the book, and number 2, the cookies?
Okay. So real quick, my mom owned the bowling alley. I didn't, but I owned the other stuff. So let's see. The book is under mollyblakley.com, okay. And it's MOLLY and then BLAKELEY. You got to get the EY at the end, .com. And that will get you right straight to my personal website for if you want to have me as a coaching at one of your venues, if you want to have me do keynote speaking or whatever, I do those things. And then I also do business consulting. Wow. So I can come in and streamline. I also do interior design of businesses. I've done several. So keep that in mind. You can get to me through there. And then on my cookies, it's Molly Bees with a Z, MOLLYBZ.com.
Awesome. So I will put all of that information inside the description of the podcast. Guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Remember, like and subscribe and share with your followers. And like I said, you're literally just one idea with massive action away from changing the life that you have right now. So again,
100%.
Burn Phone Marketing, Eric Sablon and Molly Blakley.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I know that network marketing can be tough sometimes, being that outcast, seeing that vision that nobody else sees. So what I did for you guys is I put together a summit of some of the top income earners in network marketing for free at www.burntphonechallenge.com/summit. This summit's going to help you with belief, it's going to help you with strategy, and it's going to help you with the steps to help you grow your business. So enjoy the free training, and I'll see you on the next podcast.